Swarla supporters, brace yourselves and take a moment. Lisa Swain is treading dangerously close to rekindling her connection with her estranged spouse, Becky, in upcoming Coronation Street episodes. It's the twist everyone expected, and the very one Swarla fans were hoping wouldn't happen. Lisa and Carla Connor had finally found stability together, got engaged, settled into number 6, and began building a sweet little blended household. But, as every Weatherfield resident knows, peace never lasts long there, and Lisa was left completely shaken when her supposedly deceased wife Becky casually walked back into her life. Lisa had believed for years that Becky had been killed in a hit-and-run incident while on duty, so coming face-to-face with her very much alive ex on daughter Betsy's 18th birthday was a total shock. It turns out Becky had been hiding under witness protection all along and now wants nothing more than to reclaim the life she once had. This week, her determination to rebuild that lost connection takes shape, leaving poor Roy Cropper awkwardly caught in the middle. Meanwhile, with Carla finding the whole ordeal too much to handle, she decides to escape for a while and head off to Ireland. Becky, on the other hand, is having the time of her life bonding with her daughter, who convinces her to model some of her college fashion designs. Before long, Lisa joins the fun too, as Becky poses dramatically right in the living room. Betsy, of course, records every second, and before long, the clip ends up online for everyone to see. This sparks quite a commotion, especially since Becky is still supposed to be keeping a low profile. The next day, Lisa's alarmed when Kit informs her that Betsy's been taken into custody, and she immediately points the finger at Becky. Lisa insists that Betsy hasn't been the same since her back-from-the-dead surprise. Costello then steps in, claiming that Betsy damaged a patrol car, fought against arrest, and even lashed out at him. Later, he confronts Becky directly, warning her that it's best she disappears once more, or else Betsy's downward spiral will only get worse. Since Costello has fulfilled his end of the deal by pretending that he was the reason Becky couldn't reach out to Lisa, he's now insisting she leave town within a month. Heartbroken and desperate for comfort, Becky seeks solace from none other than Lisa. As seen in the latest spoiler clip, the pair share a takeaway curry and end up slightly tipsy after a couple of glasses of wine. During the evening, Lisa opens up about how difficult life has been since losing Becky, and the conversation gradually draws them closer as they reminisce about their past together. But what they don't realize is that Roy is just moments away from walking in and catching them red-handed. Todd faces grave danger in Coronation Street after finding himself caught up in a terrifying car crash. Todd Grimshaw has begun treading very carefully around Theo Silverton, aware that after months of emotional manipulation, even the smallest misstep can trigger his volatile partner's fury. As the story moves into its next chapter, Theo's disturbing behavior is about to spiral even further out of control. Gaslighting is a term that gets used quite a lot these days, actor Gareth Pierce explained, but that's exactly what's happening here. And by this point in the storyline, it's in full swing. He continued, Todd's sense of what's normal in a relationship has been completely reshaped by Theo's constant microaggressions, and by Todd's own willingness to overlook some of them. Now we're in that stage where Todd walks on eggshells, constantly adjusting his emotions to match whatever mood Theo wakes up in. He's forever trying to predict what might set Theo off, desperate to avoid another explosion like the kebab incident. That infamous scene saw Theo grab handfuls of food and shove them into Todd's mouth, an absolutely chilling act that left both viewers and Todd himself shaken. That kebab scene was genuinely terrifying for Todd, Gareth admitted. He's tried to express that fear to Theo, but there's a real power imbalance now. Theo's more physically intimidating than Todd, and while Todd's frightened of him, there's still a twisted sense of love there. He believes he can manage or somehow fix Theo. In upcoming episodes, Todd agrees to give Sarah Platt and young Harry a lift in Theo's car. But things quickly go wrong when Harry accidentally spills his milkshake on the seat, leaving Todd panicking. To his surprise, Theo appears calm and good-humored about it outside the car, putting on a friendly front in front of Sarah and Harry. Gareth explained, Todd gets this flicker of false hope in that moment. When Theo reacts calmly, Todd thinks maybe things are changing, that perhaps it'll all be okay after all. Unfortunately, that illusion doesn't last long. Once the front door of their flat closes behind them, the dark reality of Theo's true nature returns, and Todd's nightmare begins again. Theo explodes with anger when he sees how carelessly Todd has treated their brand new car. His temper flares instantly, accusing Todd of showing complete disregard for something so valuable. Feeling utterly remorseful, Todd stammers out an apology, insisting that he'll get it cleaned and restored to perfection as quickly as possible. After spending hours making sure the inside looks spotless again, Todd finally takes a deep breath of relief, only for disaster to strike moments later. As he reverses the car out of the driveway, his nerves betray him, and the bumper scrapes hard against a wall. The sound makes his stomach drop. He freezes, staring in horror at the fresh scratch along the side of the car, knowing full well what Theo's reaction will be. Actor Gareth later explained that this incident with the car becomes a major trigger for Theo, setting off yet another dark and frightening outburst that leaves Todd at the mercy of his abusive partner once again. This scene is like another explosion in that ever-present tension inside their flat, he revealed. That apartment has become a pressure cooker for Todd. It's supposed to be his safe haven, his new home, but instead it's a place filled with fear and unease. He continued, It's a horrible way to live. It causes constant stress and anxiety for Todd. There's even a brief point where he starts to believe he's fixed things, that everything's calm and back on track. But in one awful moment, all that hope crumbles and Theo's rage erupts again. It's shocking, intense, and completely targeted at Todd. Meanwhile, Coronation Street producer Kate Brooks recently opened up about the longer arc of Todd and Theo's complex storyline. Todd genuinely believes he can change Theo, she said. He thinks that the pain and trauma from Theo's past have shaped him into this damaged, volatile man. Make no mistake, Theo does some incredibly cruel and manipulative things to Todd, but despite all that, Todd still clings to the glimpses of kindness he sees in him. Brooks continued, There are moments when Theo makes Todd feel truly loved and protected, when he shows real charm and generosity, especially around family. And because Todd's never really had a stable, lasting relationship before, all of this feels unfamiliar yet intoxicating. That's part of the tragedy. It's easy to see how someone like Todd could get caught up in it. She added, We still have a long and emotional road ahead for these two. The upcoming episodes will explore some very dark and painful moments, but they're also deeply important and incredibly authentic. It's about portraying the reality of coercive control and emotional abuse with honesty and care. Coronation Street continues to air every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also streaming on ITVX and YouTube.